YouTube. I guess I kind of want to submit to cyber peer pressure a little bit and tell everybody about my coming out story. Just like an introduction, I'm a bisexual teenager. So where to start? I guess as soon as I knew that I was a inherently sexual human being, I knew that I was also an inherently bisexual human being. And by that I mean, like, even when I was first like developing crushes and stuff, so I guess like early middle school, like 6th grade, I kind of knew that I also liked the ladies, you know. So I didn't really like anyone emotionally. It was more just like I like their bodies, you know, and I could kind of tell like, hey, that girl's kind of turned me on a little bit. And also with guys, you know, I think I'm split right down the middle there. But you know, I was raised in like an extremely homophobic household, and my parents would always say this stuff about how wrong it was, how it was a crime against nature, and all that bullshit that like Christians like to throw around and stuff, you know. Um, so I kind of once I realized I also like girls, I kind of tried to ignore it a little bit, but there was just that tiny part of me that kind of just hated myself a little bit for it. I told myself so many times that I was gonna go to hell even for looking at a girl that way, which, you know, kind of made me feel worse about myself because I was struggling with my identity a little bit, and I was also struggling to try to force myself to agree with what all my Catholic school teachers were telling me and what my parents were telling me. And so that's how it went through middle school. And finally, freshman year of high school, I went to a Catholic high school, but it was pretty liberal. People were pretty open, you know. And there was this one girl, and like, I mean, you guys have probably experienced this, where it's like it's probably the closest to the real thing that you've had in your young life, you know. But this girl, she was straight as an arrow type thing. Sorry, my dog's barking. Um, and so she, but she had it all. She was like smart. She was funny. She was beautiful, at least to me at that time. And so that was the first point where I actually admitted in my head, hey, I'm bisexual. Of course, I crushed on guys too, because I love my men. But she was wow. So I admitted that to myself, and even though that crush kind of like ebbed away over the course of a couple months, you know, I knew pretty well at that point what I was, and it took me some time to realize that, but and to come to accept myself. But around that time, I also realized that I just couldn't be Catholic or Christian or anything like that. So yeah, so finally, I mean, I guess it was right before my junior year of high school where I again had like a raging crush on this girl I knew, and this girl I'd known since I was 8, you know, and she was great. I mean, she still is great. She's one of my best friends. So I told my very best guy friend, who I knew wouldn't judge me, about all this, and he was surprisingly cool with it. Like, I had been nervous as anything before that, and surprisingly, I was really the only one making a big deal about it, if that makes sense. He told me straight up, he was like, you know, I really don't care what you are. And I mean, even though he hadn't guessed that I was bi, he was really okay with it. And now he just talks to me about his girl problems because he knows that we're like on the same page as far as that goes. And so shortly after that, I told this girl who I was just talking about how I was bi. I didn't tell her I liked her because that would have been suicide. I just don't do that type of thing. And she she was great about it. Like, she thought it was cute, you know, and she was like, "Oh, have you had any real crushes on girls?" And I was like, "Well, yeah," but I couldn't tell her it was her, you know. But yeah, yeah, she was definitely okay with it, and she asked me about it all the time, and she actually told me that she's kind of like pansexual, you know? I mean, she says she's straight, but she told me that she likes people regardless of what they have down there, and it's like if she fell in love with a girl, she'd definitely go for it, so she doesn't fall in love with girls that much. And yeah, so now I'm at a point where I don't. Oh, I do know what I should do. I should tell everybody, but the issue is that I want to join the military, and they have that don't ask, don't tell crap that they yell and scream about, and so I guess I've heard the Navy is a little less homophobic, but I'm still terrified. Like I don't even like more than anything, I'm afraid of discrimination, and I know my friends won't care at school, so that's not an issue, but I know it'll affect the rest of my life. And the Army, and I want to join Army, but is all about being honest. That's their motto, I guess. Their honor code is I won't lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those who do. And I can't I can't even allow myself to live like that, because of course there's a chance I'll fall in love with a guy, but what if it's a girl, you know? And I can't lie to the military. I don't lie. That's number one in my book. I hate liars, and I don't lie myself. And so I'm more afraid of my future, and I haven't told my parents. I don't know if I ever will. I won't lie to them about it, but I just won't tell them. That's what I'll do. But anyway, so yeah, that's my story. And for all you guys, I'm not religious, but I do pray every single night. I do believe there is a God out there. So anybody out there who's in kind of the same situation as me, where they're just kind of struggling with their identity, I'm praying for you, seriously. And one thing I want you to do tonight, whether you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, straight, transgendered, asexual, even, I don't even care. I want you to go to a mirror, and I want you to look yourself in the face. And I'm serious. I want you to tell yourself how much you love yourself. Seriously, start a trend. This society is all about, oh, I hate my body, I hate my life, I hate my family, I hate everything about myself. Love yourself for once, please. I'm begging you. Just that's the first change we gotta make. So thanks for listening. I love you, even if I don't know who you are. Just pass it on. Alright, I'm done. I'll see you whenever. Bye. Or never. I might never see you. But goodbye.